Don't pause, press
What's up, you guys? It's Jonno! Today we're going to be exploring some of the real gameplay in the next big AR game that I am super excited about. This is going to be Minecraft Earth. It finally has a name. We were calling it basically Minecraft Go, but yes, it does have a game name now. It's called Minecraft Earth, and it is going to be the big game of 2019. I believe it's coming out 2019. I don't think anybody knows that yet, but I'm assuming we'll see this later on in the year. They're starting to really ramp up all of the information that we're getting about this, so I wanted to cover pretty much everything that we know about this game so far. If you guys recall, last time I talked about this game, they had basically announced it. The 10-year anniversary of Minecraft just came up, and they said, hey, we're going to do something big in AR. It's going to be really cool, and go ahead and just speculate what it will be. So we all kind of wondered, and we scratched our beards for a little bit and said, what is it going to be? Well, now we know, you guys, so let's go ahead and get right into it. First off, I want to show you some very cool video that came out at the Apple conference recently. This is really cool stuff, but I'm going to try not to get copyrighted on this like I did on my Pokemon Direct video the other day. Rest in peace, Jonno. Anyway, I am going to try and show you guys as much of the gameplay as I can, and then we'll talk about all the features as well. So let's get into it. All right, here's the gameplay. Really cool. It's a living, breathing Minecraft world right on your tabletop. You're going to be able to draw as big of a box as you want to draw, but it's going to be to the same scale every time. 64 by 64 blocks, meaning that you could make your 64 blocks as big as your tabletop, or you could make it as big as your whole city, depending on where you could, capture your phone screen. But seriously, you could make it really large, as we're going to see in just a second. There you go, fireworks. You can see Lydia's over there. You can play with your friends and you can see them, and you can see right here she's actually taking his blocks. She's taking away his build, and then she's building it somewhere else over there. So she's using the inventory that's available inside of the game. He's already built this, and then she's tearing it down and building it up. It's kind of cool. So she placed herself right there. Check this out. Watch this part right here, you guys. When she waves, her avatar is gonna wave. This is so cool. Look at her avatar, you guys. That's so crazy. Her little avatar is waving. You'll also notice down here, you can see this little block right here is like her head. So you can apparently place her as well. It seems like maybe you could place her in a different place than she had placed herself or something like that, or somehow her head is a building block of some sort, maybe for decorative purposes. I don't fully understand that part. Let's keep on going, you guys. There's more here.
Let's use the stage.
So here they're gonna actually change. See the 64 blocks by 64 blocks, that box that went around? They're gonna move this entire thing to a bigger scale, like I was talking about. So wait, watch this, watch this. Oh my god. They drew their play area as the entire stage, and here comes their build. Look at it. I mean, everybody's cheering for a reason. This is crazy stuff, you guys. This is absolutely crazy. I mean, I'm like, wow, you guys, you really killed it on this. They did such an amazing job on this. So anyway, there's all kinds of cool features in here. Let's go ahead and keep going. You can actually put yourself into the game. Now look at this. She's in the game. You can see she's standing on a black background, so it's giving a little bit of an advantage to the camera. There may be, rooms that are really busy, or they're the wrong color or something like that, or if you're wearing the same color shirt as the room that you're in, maybe it has trouble. I don't know. There's going to be little things like that, because I work with a green screen, obviously, and I know how hard that is to do, and they're on a solid black background, and she's wearing very bright clothes, like a white shirt on a black background. Of course, it's going to work really well, but you can see her jeans are a little bit fuzzy because that's not quite the same color. White versus black is easy, but the jeans have a little black inside of the color. So yeah, it's definitely something that you're gonna have to be in the right kind of situation. But this feature right here is only for iOS. Only for iOS, you guys. All right, let's go ahead and move on. There's a lot more we can talk about here. There's different stuff happening on the screen here where he's actually placing down bushes and she's behind the bushes. So the way that it does depth of view is actually really interesting. This is pretty groundbreaking, honestly. let's go ahead and keep on moving through here. There's a lot of stuff. There's a whole lot of stuff. Probably the most interesting thing that they show in this entire video is when she blows up the floor. All right, there we go. She blows out the floor. Look at all this scale that's underneath of them, you guys. There's all this whole other world underneath there. Remember, they're just standing on a plain black stage and there's not a single object on the stage. So this is really, really immersive. I mean, they are bringing an entire world into your phone. Now, we're seeing all of this through the perspective of his iPad. You can see the iPad is right here. So he sees her on his camera, and a lot of these features, I think you're gonna have to have two phones. They're gonna be social features where, because you can see her, it's mimicking her waving, you know. I'm pretty sure that that was because his camera was seeing her. So there's little details that I think are gonna have to go into this, but still, the technology is absolutely fantastic. I mean, this is some crazy stuff. Now, we'll get into what this little world down here is in just a second. This is actually really cool. It's basically like a dungeon, and you're gonna be able to fight these dungeons like a miniature adventure and then collect a bunch of loot to be able to build your world. So it's really interesting what they've actually put together here. There's also a Pokemon Go aspect as well. We're gonna jump into that right now, you guys, because we saw pretty much everything we need to see from this video. There's a ton of features that they don't even cover in that video whatsoever, but luckily Microsoft did like a big press kind of thing where they invited a bunch of media to come and play the game and experience it. So that's what we're looking at right here. There's a lot of information on this page. This is at Digital Trends in case you guys are trying to find this article and read the whole thing. I'm going to read some of it for you guys because I do find it to be pretty interesting. Augmented reality isn't optional. Right here they're talking about how it kind of seems obvious for everybody to make an AR game right now because it's a money grab, but this is totally not a money grab. This is just a really, really awesome game that they created for the audience. Now, they haven't talked about any kind of monetization in this game yet. I haven't seen any purchasable items, nothing like that. They may have that stuff. Obviously, mobile games make money off of doing that kind of stuff, but I haven't seen any of this. All of this just looks like total ad value for the audience. They were like, look, this should exist and it will exist, and Minecraft will make it possible. And it looks like they're just building like the coolest, most immersive game that they could possibly put on your phone in the Minecraft world. So I'm really impressed, you guys. Honestly, I'm crazy impressed. All right, let's get started from the very beginning of this article, you guys. We got to cover just a couple of things here. It says that we're going to see emerald green grass broken up by the grid of real world streets, and it will bring to mind Pokemon Go. So we're gonna have a real world map where you walk around and you collect items, and they have basically stuff that's like Pokestops and gyms and all those things. I had predicted that they wouldn't have anything like that, but they do have stuff like that. And there's also public and private worlds that you'll be able to access and demolish and grief and do all those things, but you can set whether or not your world is public or private. So that's also really interesting. We're going to cover most of that stuff right now. This is crazy, but to get started, they're saying there is going to be a Pokemon Go like map, a map that feels and looks like Pokemon Go, and as you're walking around, your GPS location will be tracked, and you'll find different resources based on your location, as well as adventure encounters too. So the map's numerous icons, most of which are tappables, chests or research nodes, will be able to be collected once you're within 70 meters, okay? And that's a pretty far distance away, so that's pretty good. They work much like the Pokestops and gyms in Pokemon Go. As you approach, you tap and get a reward. I imagine half of your time playing Minecraft Earth will involve wandering around your neighborhood and tapping nearby resources or chests. That's really interesting because I consider that to be basically a crucial part of any AR game. You want to get people out and walking and get them out into the real world and give them a reason to actually go do that. That's very compelling. So it's a good game in and of itself. I think that it's a great way to make a game. You just have to make sure that the game is fairly balanced, which Pokemon Go was not, and that you give people a good enough reward for the massive amount of work and time that it takes to send somebody out into the real world walking around. If I'm gonna have to go walk around my park for an hour, I better get something amazing in your game. Otherwise, I'll just go walk around the park for an hour and I don't even need to pick up the game. I will have a better time walking in the park, not even looking at my phone, than I will playing a crappy game. But if you make a good game, it's like the world of difference. So anyway, that's my big thought on that. I think that if they manage to reward the painstaking gameplay of going out in the weather and going out in the heat or the snow or whatever it is and actually walking around, then it will be a great game. Or they could go the route of Pokemon Go and have no Pokestops anywhere and have no gyms anywhere, and you go walk around for hours and you get nothing to show for it. All right, so anyway, I'm really hoping that they find a way to make it balanced in all areas of the world so that everybody can participate equally, and the game is just really fun to where I don't even think about whether or not I want to go out and play. It's a no-brainer. The game's fun. Of course, I'll go play. Pokemon Go had a really hard time doing that, especially with the kids. As you guys know, kids really stopped playing Pokemon Go first, and then it was kind of a downward spiral after that. So yeah, I really hope that they can get that fixed in this game, and with the robust features that I've seen so far, it looks like they did. Let's get into it. Adventures are a holographic mini game projected onto the real world using your phone as a window. As you approach an adventure, you'll see an impressive hologram appear on your phone as you view the world through your phone's camera. It might be a patch of pixel art grass in a field, it could be a blocky tree alongside a sidewalk, or a suspicious arrangement of stone inside a park. Now again, this game is going to be based off of open maps just like Pokemon Go is, so they only see certain objects in the world and they have to correlate experiences to those objects to make it safe and also make it interesting. So if you have a park, that's a pretty safe place where they can put some kind of interesting interaction because they know you're going to have a big wide open space where it's pretty safe and you're not going to get hit by a car. So parks, just like all the AR games, pretty much is where the gameplay revolves around. So we're seeing that in this game as well. They want you to be safe and they know that everybody has a park pretty nearby their house. If you live in a rural area, that might not be true. So I'm wondering what they're going to do in that case. Maybe they'll just randomly put them alongside the road or something like that. I don't know. I'm also curious if I'm driving in the car and I see one of these adventures, can I tap the adventure and then continue to participate in the adventure even though my car has continued to drive past that location? I'm very curious about that. Some AR games have gotten that right, like Jurassic World Alive, where you can spin the stops and you can do all kinds of stuff. You can catch the dinosaurs in Jurassic World Alive while you're driving 90 miles an hour. Of course, I don't drive. I'm like while you're a passenger, but the car is going 90 miles an hour and you can still catch. All right, we drive fast in California, okay? But still, like the fact is you could play in the car versus Pokemon Go. They made it to where you cannot play in the car or barely at all, so it's really not interesting in that way. So there's a lot of times when you're out and about and you want to play an AR game, but the car's going too fast or whatever the problem is. So I hope that they balance it for good car gameplay because there's a lot of kids who will be in the car when they happen to be out in the world and want to play the game. And if you can't play in the car, then they pretty much can't play. So that's something interesting to think about. It says AR does have limitations. You can't pick up a real shovel and start tunneling through your local park. Okay, that's obvious. Everything's going to happen on your phone, inside your phone, in a digital world. Come on, everybody knows that stuff. It's a bit mind-blowing to come across a classic Minecraft tree and through your phone see it blend perfectly into the environment. This is what AR games like Pokemon Go promised, but due to shaky AR quality with the option to turn it off entirely, it was never delivered. Minecraft Earth maps the game directly to your real world in real time without forcing you to play within a limited area like your living room. So this is really, 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 really cool, you guys. Like, this is so cool. All the other AR games are coming into the market and saying, look, Pokemon Go, you failed, but cool idea. We're going to take your idea and not fail at it. And there have been a bunch of really good AR games that came out, but none of them have a particularly interesting brand to go behind them. I mean, we all played Pokemon Go because Pokemon Go has Pokemon. I mean, if it wouldn't have had Pokemon, it would have been just the same as Ingress, which nobody played except for me. But, you know, it's like we only played because there's Pokemon in there. So there has to be a compelling brand that comes into the forefront of the AR world and says, you love this brand, we're making this brand an AR brand. And I really truly believe that Minecraft could be that brand. People love Minecraft. I love Minecraft. I can't wait for this game to come out, by the way. I'm super excited for all of this stuff. So anyway, I think that there's definitely something here, you guys. I think that they are building something that will be greater than all of the things that came before it, and I'm really looking forward to this game coming out. They do have a little bit more info here that I should probably talk about, but it's getting to be kind of a long video. It says that everyone who participates earns the same reward, but there's no PvP, so focus on cooperation. This is when you're exploring these like adventures and things like that. There's all kinds of cool little adventures you're going to be able to have, and they're not necessarily just going to be fighting skeletons. It could be building something, figuring out how to set off fireworks, stuff like that. It's all pretty much covered in this article, and it's really, really cool what they're trying to do with this game, you guys. It is breaking boundaries. But anyway, I think I'm going to wrap it up. I think I talked about all the stuff that I really wanted to talk about here. But yeah, this is going to be out, and I will definitely be playing it. I've been looking for something in the augmented reality world that really grabs my attention like Pokemon Go did in 2016, and I think that this might just be it. We'll see, you guys. We'll see. Let me know how excited you are for this in the comments. Are you guys going to play this game? Do you care? Is Minecraft dead in 2019? All right, let me know all your comments down there, you guys. You know where to put them. Put those comments down there. And don't forget to smack a like and subscribe if you are new. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Thank you to my amazing subscribers, and peace.